Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Armin Sharokny from Geriatric For over 12 years, I've worked as a geriatric oncologist. My days are spent at the unique intersection of aging and cancer care. I see patients when they are often at their most vulnerable time. But today, I don't want to talk about just disease or tumors or charts. I want to talk to you about life. I want to talk about the biology of prevention and how we move from simply having a lifespan to enjoying a health span. I want you to start by imagining a garden. In the old model of medicine, we looked at aging as a catalog of losses. It was like watching a garden wither, inevitable, sad, and irreversible. We just documented the decline. But I want to propose a new reality, which is cultivating function. Think of your body as the soil. If the soil is poor, dry, and depleted, weeds, which we can think of as diseases like cancer, take root easily. But if we treat the soil, if we change the biological terrain, we make it hospitable for health and hostile to diseases. We stop asking, what did I lose? And start asking, what can I grow? Now let's look at the goal. We often confuse lifespan with health span. Lifespan is simply the total number of years that you're alive. If you live to be 100, that's your lifespan. Health span is different. It's the number of years that you live in robust health, free from disability. Currently, for many people, there's a large gap between these two. You might live to be 90, but you spend the last 15 years managing chronic illnesses. Our goal in functional medicine is to compress morbidity. We want to square the curve. We want your vitality to last as long as your life does, so you aren't spending your final chapters in the state of decline. To do this, we need a paradigm shift. We have to move away from the deficit model, which focuses on irreversible decline, and move toward the functional model. The World Health Organization has actually redefined healthy aging for this decade. It's not the absence of the disease. You can have diabetes, you can have heart disease, you can even have cancer and still age healthily. How, you may ask? Because healthy aging is defined as the process of developing and maintaining the functional ability that enables well-being. The key insight here is function is greater than diagnosis. There's actually an equation for this. It looks like this. Your intrinsic capacity plus your environmental characteristics equals your functional ability. Intrinsic capacity is your biological capital, your genetics, your reserves, your battery life. As we age, this naturally goes down a bit. But here is the secret. Even with lower battery, if we optimize your environment, your social network, your home, your support system, you can maintain high functional ability. You can still do what you value even if your biological capacity has dipped. So what does functional ability actually look like in daily life? It's not an abstract medical term. It comes down to 5 domains. Can you meet your basic needs? Can you learn, grow, and make decisions? Can you be mobile? Can you build and maintain relationships? And can you contribute to society? Preserving these 5 things predicts your well-being much more accurately than any MRI scan or blood test ever could. In my clinic, this philosophy changes how we treat cancer. We visualize the scale. On the left side, we have a heavy weight called tumor control. We use aggressive treatments to kill the tumor. But on the right side, we have functional preservation. We are trying to protect the person. The traditional question was always, how do we kill the tumor? The healthy aging question is, how do we maintain the person? If we obliterate the tumor, but leave the patient unable to walk, think, or connect, have we really succeeded? Treatment decisions must weigh tumor ablation against the erosion of your ability to function. The goal is resilience. Now, let's look under the hood. To fix the machine, we must understand the mechanics. Aging and cancer actually share the same roots. They are driven by the same biological hallmarks. things like genomic instability, inflammation, and cellular issues. These processes drive aging, which is a loss of function, and cancer, which is uncontrolled growth. Let's break a few of these down. First, we have your DNA. Think of your chromosomes like shoelaces. At the end of shoelaces, you have those little plastic caps that keep them from fraying. In your cells, these are called telomeres. Every time your cells divide, these caps get shorter. This is the mitotic clock. When they are gone, the DNA unravels. This leads to something called senescence. I call these zombie cells. These are cells that are damaged, they stop dividing, but they refuse to die. They sit there and secrete a toxic soup of inflammation that damages their healthy neighbors. Next is your metabolism. There's a trade-off between growth and repair. Imagine a switch. When we have an abundance of food, the switch is on for growth. This is high mTOR. It's great when you're young, but as we age, constant growth fuels aging and cancer. We want to flip the switch to a scarcity or repair mode occasionally. This prioritizes DNA repair. It helps your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, clean up the exhaust or free radicals that damages your system. Then there is the immune system. We call this immunosenescence, the fading guardian. When you're 20, you have lots of native T cells. These are. When you're 80, your body runs out of new soldiers. Your immune space is filled with memory T cells or old soldiers who are only looking for the enemies they fought decades ago. This leaves the security guard asleep at the wheel when a new enemy like tumor emerges. All of this lead to inflammation. Acute inflammation is good, it heals a cut on your finger, but inflammation is a chronic, sterile, low-grade inflammation. It's a smoldering fire in the forest. It acts as a fertilizer for dormant cancer cells and damages your DNA. It comes from cellular debris, those zombie cells we talked about, and poor gut health. That sounds overwhelming, I know, but here's the empowering part. We can manipulate these hallmarks. Healthy aging is not luck, it's an engineering process. We have a dashboard with 5 levers: nutrition, physical activity, sleep, connection, and environment. Let's go through how to adjust these dials. Lever 1 is nutrition. We follow the Mediterranean standards. The goal here is density. We want high polyphenols. These are compounds in colorful plants and healthy fats like olive oil and nuts. We want to avoid pro-inflammatory foods like processed sugars that feed that smoldering fire. The goal is a low dietary inflammatory index. Why this does work? It comes back to the cleaning the machine. Polyphenols reduce that mitochondrial exhaust. But also, when we practice time-restricted eating, like leaving 12 to 14 hours between dinner and breakfast, we trigger autophagy. This literally means self-eating. It turns on the cellular vacuum cleaner to suck up the debris. There are even compounds like spermidine found in aged cheese and mushrooms that mimic fasting and help trigger this cleaning process. If exercise was a pill, it would be the most expensive, effective drug on the market. It's a geroprotector. We need aerobic exercises to lower insulin and growth signals. But we also need resistance training. And this is vital. It's not about bodybuilding, it's because muscle is an organ. When you lift weights, your muscles release signaling molecules called myokines. These travel through your blood. They go to brain to offer neuroprotection, and they go to pancreas to help with insulin sensitivity. And if you want a bonus tip, try dual tasking. Combine movement with thinking, like counting backwards while you're walking. This builds your cognitive reserve. Lever 3 is sleep. Please remember, sleep is active repair, not passive rest. Our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, regulates our DNA repair genes. If you disrupt this rhythm with light at night or irregular schedules, you're disrupting your body's ability to fix itself. The International Agency for Cancer Research actually lists circadian disruption as a probable carcinogen. The mechanism here is amazing. It's called the glymphatic system. Think of it like a dishwasher that only opens when you're in deep sleep. It flushes out neurotoxins like amyloid, which are associated with Alzheimer's. If you don't sleep, trash accumulates. And melatonin is not just a sleep aid, it's potentially a potent antioxidant. Level 4 is often ignored: connection. We often separate the mind and body, but biologically they are the one. Loneliness is a gerogen, an aging accelerator. Conversely, engaging in your community is a form of a social prescribing. It's a medical intervention just as important as prescribing drug. Why? Because loneliness and chronic stress trigger cortisol response. Cortisol changes your gene expression. It actually tells your body to lower its viral defenses and ramp up inflammation. It shortens your telomeres. So when I tell you to go have coffee with a friend, I'm prescribing an anti-inflammatory activity. Level 5 is environment. These are silent accelerators. We are surrounded by endocrine disruptors. Simple changes do matter here. Use a HEPA filter for your air quality. Avoid heating food in plastic containers. By reducing the toxic load coming in, you spare your kidneys and liver, preserving your intrinsic capacity when you really need it. Finally, we have medical interventions. We must screen wisely. Every test has a risk. We screen when the time to benefit fits your health span. Vaccines for shingles, flu, and HPV are crucial because preventing infection reduces that inflammatory burden. And looking to the future, we are researching geroprotectors, drugs like metformin or rapamycin that might target aging biology directly. So how do we put all these things together? It's an integrated approach. The polypill for healthy aging isn't a single drug. It's a synergy of behaviors. When you eat well, move your body, sleep deeply, connect with others, and clean your environment, you do these three things. You dampen inflammation, you optimize metabolism, and you maintain functional ability. The goal is not to merely to add years to your life, but to add life to those years. Even with the diagnosis, and even as we get older, we have the power to change our terrain. For more reading on the convergence of geroscience and oncology, or to review these concepts, please visit geriatriconcologist.com. Thank you for listening. Let's focus on function and let's keep growing. And if you enjoyed this lecture, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment below. Thank you.